how to passage plan. Here's some tips.
Sailing Virgins.
Hi, I'm James from Sailing Virgins. I'm here in the Grenadines in the Caribbean and it's absolutely beautiful. And we thought we'd take you through passage planning. There's several ways to do passage planning, but to have a plan before you actually make a passage is a pretty essential part of sailing. So this is going to cover that. There's really three main areas to passage planning: the navigation, the environment, and the boat. And so we're going to take you through those three things. What this isn't going to be is an instruction or a lesson on how to do navigation. That's going to be in another episode. And this is just one method. There are several methods of passage planning, so this is just one that we like. So hope you like it. Let's get into the navigation.
Yeah.
These are the things you'll need to do your paper navigation. Some dividers, you need a pencil, an eraser, a plotter or a parallel rule, an exercise book, you need a cruising guide, and of course you need charts. The navigation is in four parts: the out, the across, the in, and then the mooring. So let's look at what I mean by that. So we're in Clifton at the moment, and we want to go to here in Tobago Keys. And you can see it looks pretty complicated to get out, looks pretty complicated to get in. All this green stuff is reefs. We're actually going to look at the across first, just to get a broad brush picture of what we want to do, because we want to go out here, and then once we hit this lateral, this red lateral, we want to go across here, and here's where we want to enter, right, and then end up here. So let's do the across first, because that's the easy part. Then we'll hit the out and the in. Let's do it. The across is going to go from this red lateral to this entrance here. So let's draw that so we have an idea of the bearing. Again, this is not a tutorial on navigation. That's another tutorial. But right now I can see it's 44 degrees. I've already done these calculations, 44 degrees. We have variation here of 16 west, so it's going to be 60 magnetic. So this across, not allowing for set and drift or currents or anything like that, or leeway, the across is 60 degrees. With that, let's go and start the out. Okay. Now we're going to C17B, which is a better scale for what we're looking at. So let's go to that. Okay, so we can see here how our boat is here, and we're going to be roughly going 180 true, so almost due south true, and then we're going to see these red mark, red mark, red mark. So we're going to see three red marks on our left, on our port side, on the way out. And I've decided that my out phase will finish at the third red mark. So I'm going to say roughly 180 true, which will be about 196 magnetic, which to keep it simple, we'll say about 200 magnetic to get out. And then we'll go 1, 2, 3 reds, and that's that phase. So let's draw that. There's different ways to actually write the navigation part of it. If you're an analytical thinker, you'll just write notes like line items. I'm a more graphical thinker, so I like to have mud maps and I add my information to that. There's no right or wrong, it's just if you can get to your destination with just your notes, then that's a good passage plan. And if you can't, then that's a bad passage plan. I'm going to show you the graphical version. Here is our out. We've transposed what was here and we've traced it and we've put it into this here. So there's our boat. It's going to go 1, 2, 3 reds on the left on our port side, and that's that phase. So I've said you head 200 magnetic for about 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes. You keep the reds on the left. At the third red, we start the across. Very simple. Let's do the across now. We've done the calculations before. We're going to start at that third lateral, and we're going to go 060 magnetic because we're aiming for this little gap. But what it turns out is that we can also transit the edge of the island of Petit Rameau. That's anytime you can get a transit, anytime you can get something that in land that you can aim for is a good thing, because it reduces having to look at the compass and that sort of thing. So we're going to go 060, that'll give us our first bearing so we can get, say, to here. And we know when we're at the end of our phase, when we can shoot the south side of Mayro. As a backup, we can shoot the south side of Peitzke with our handheld compass. Okay, so I'm going to write those notes here. I've just drawn our across, starting from that third red lateral, doing the 060 across. So let's show what we've got here. Union Island, the third red lateral, 060. And when we know when we're at the end of this across phase, when we can shoot Mayro Island at 290. So we've got our handheld compass and we're going to shoot Mayro at 290. And if we lack confidence, then we've got Peitzke the other way at 115 we can shoot. So that's when we know we're at the end of this across phase. Peitzke incidentally was where they filmed that famous scene in Pirates of the Caribbean, so it's always good. Now, in terms of set, drift, leeway, that sort of stuff, we have a trick up our sleeve for this using a transit. So we'll show you that in the in phase. So let's do that now. So for the in, we're going to actually use this larger scale chart. So I'm going to go to that to show you this part because it's quite detailed. So let's do that. We can see we're approaching from this angle, and here's our entry in the in, right? Now, this is some good notes, and it shows what we want to do. And that is, we want to line up this edge of the island with this edge of the other island. So when the two of them are lined up, we know we're on the correct line in. Transits are awesome because they don't need any calculations. You can simply look at one edge of the island and line it up with the other edge. So that's what we're going to do. That will also take into account set, drift, leeway, all of those things that the water's pushing typically from the east in the Caribbean. And so we can adjust our steering so that we always stay on that line coming in. So I've made notes here. We're going to do a transit with the northwest corner of Petit Bateau with the southeast corner of Petit Ramo. Okay, so that's the transit. And until we can shoot Jamesby, which is another island, at 115. So we're going to line up those islands, line up. As soon as on our handheld compass, the south side of Jamesby is 115, then we make our next change and we go 95 degrees magnetic for about 10 minutes. So 95 degrees will take us right through the middle of Jamesby and Petit Bateau. We'll do this largely on visual, but going through the middle will be fine. As we can see here, going through the middle of those islands will give us 8 meters or so, and then we can drop anchor here. So that's the out, the across, and the in phases of the passage plan. Again, you don't need to actually understand every single thing, but you do need to understand the principle, the method. The out, the across, the in is a good way to look at it. Then the fourth phase and final phase is the mooring phase. You do need to think about mooring beforehand. Sometimes it can be one line item, or other times it can be a lot more complicated. What we use here is the cruising guide. If we're doing it by paper, we're going to use the cruising guide. Chris Doyle's done an amazing job here in the Caribbean of the cruising guide, and this will tell you a lot of information. So let's look at that now and make some notes. So here's the cruising guide. We've got the Tobago Keys here. It tells a lot of information about it, so you just choose what's important to you about where you should and shouldn't anchor and things like that. And then I've put them onto this little mud map here. So I've said going through those islands, anchor anywhere in 3 meters, or if we like, we can pick up a mooring ball. It'll cost 45 EC, which is about a bit under $20 a night. And that national park fees are $10 EC a night. So that sort of information is just useful. It takes 5 minutes to read up on, and then we're planned. It's good. Now we've done the paper version of this and the old-fashioned version with compass and everything. It's really important to know that in case your devices get fried. But let's look at what we do 99% of the time. I use an iPad and I use Navionics. I'll show you how quick it is to do that. So Navionics has largely replaced the charts nowadays, and there's an app called Navily, which has largely replaced the cruising guide. So I'll show you both of them. So looking at Union Island, we're going to be starting here. So we'll do an automatic route. I'll say we start there, and then we're going to be ending up here, the Tobago Keys, and it's already done an automatic route, exactly what took me ages. I'm just going to shift this over because I want to go through there, and that's pretty much our route set for Tobago Keys. So these charts are downloaded on this thing, and the GPS is independent of cell signal. So it'll show you where you are at any point in time. Also, we see here information like the currents, what the currents are predicted to be doing at a certain point in time. You know, at this point here, it's running 0.9 knots out towards Africa, you know, and then it turns. So that sort of information is very important and interesting. So I'm going to show you Navily now. That's more about the mooring, the harbours, that sort of thing. It doesn't entirely replace the cruising guide. The cruising guide, this one created by Chris, has a lot of his wisdom and it's very useful for a broad overview. But if you want up-to-date, very current information from a number of people, then Navily's pretty invaluable, and services like Navily. Here's Union Island and the Tobago Keys. This isn't a navigation aid. This is purely to show where the relevant areas are. So we've got Tobago Keys here, Petit Bateau, and then it will tell us a bunch of information, the star rating, where it's protected, you know, all that sort of stuff, what the seabed's like, really useful information, and then what the community thinks about it. So really a great service. So that's the navigation part, done. The second part is the environment. So in the environment, we look at things like weather, tides, that sort of stuff. In the Caribbean, the tidal range is like that much. It's not, so we don't really need to worry about height of water. There are currents and that sort of thing, and we did deal with that through our transits. But if some places currents are much more important than others, and so you really need to take that into account. There are various tidal apps and that sort of stuff that are very useful if you're in those sorts of areas. As far as the weather goes, there are some really good weather apps, things like Predict Wind, Windy, and some of the GRIB apps, G-R-I-B, GRIB files. They suck the data directly from the major models and they can put them graphically. It's a little bit less sexy than something like Windy, but really has its use for sure. So let's look at Windy, and then you can see what the weather's doing in the Caribbean this week. So we can see here that the weather in this area is from the east at about 15 knots. It's classic Caribbean weather. So that's us done really. Over time, this will give you an animation and show just where the wind is and what it's doing and that sort of thing. So really beautifully animated. So the third thing in our passage plan is looking at the boat. So that includes the crew experience, food, water, clothing, safety equipment, fuel, the maintenance of the boat if you've got the right sort of parts, and any paperwork that you need, especially if you're crossing countries and things like that. We can actually give you a one-pager. We'll make a PDF and we'll put a link so that you can get a one-pager of that list of what you need to check for a passage plan. That's our passage planning done, so we're going to put it into practice and sail that passage right now. Just north of Union Island and the sailing conditions are perfect. We're sitting on about 7 knots. It's really quite smooth water and it's just beautiful. The new sails are awesome. But our heading is 060, which is what we had in our calculations. So we're just sitting on 060 at the moment on a close reach. It's great. Don't ever forget the way you love. So we're still on the course of 060. And Deanne is currently shooting May Rouge. She's waiting for it to hit 290. Once it hits 290, that's the end of our across section, and it's the beginning of our in. And that's when we need to line up the two islands.
290, good to go.
We're here, we've just dropped anchor in Tobago Keys. It's beautiful, and yeah, the guys did a great job navigating. We didn't hit any reefs, bonus, and yeah, so it's all good.
This is one easier flow, but I have to go to the shore to get the price. you doing a vlog or something? I'll subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe.
Yeah.
What's your name, brother?
It's Jarius.
Jarius. Yeah, thanks for the fish, man.
Yeah, no problem. It's also fresh caught. I got it this morning along with some beautiful red snappers.
The Pirates of the Caribbean. What was shot here?
Oh, I think the scene on the beach with Jack Sparrow himself
Yeah.
was shot over at Pili Tabac.
Ah, okay.
No! Not good! Stop! Not good! What are you doing? You burned all the food, the shade, the rum!
Yes, the rum is gone.
Why is the rum gone?
So all the white people, because in the movie I think he buried the rum there, there has a tradition of coming and burying rum and then coming back for it after.
So if you go there, you might find some rum, or?
Yeah, but I don't think you should take it because they're coming back for it.
Yeah,
It's a tradition or something like that. I think you should put your own and then come back for it.
Right, so we've covered passage planning. We started with navigation, and then we went through the environmental side of things, weather and tides and that sort of stuff, and then we looked at the boat. So then we actually did it, and here we are in Tobago Keys. We've just bought a fresh grouper from local fishermen, and we're going to cook that, and it's beautiful here. So yeah, thanks for listening, and if you liked it, thumbs up, and keep subscribing, we love it, and see you next time. Thanks.
Sailing virgins. Yeah.